Jericho Richardson out there. Herlihy able to draw a foul.
Man, Herlihy is an impressive player. I mean, he is a point guard in a shooting guard's body. And to see him handle the ball and go straight to the hole, he can dish it out. But, man, he's got moves in the air. A very impressive young man.
Foul is on the ground, 15 fouls, so Harvard Westlake will take it out of bounds. Henderson goes out. Well, they leave Butler alone. And he was fouled by Fuller. So one Jordan fouls another, and that's the Cardinals' sin. Never foul a three-point shooter when he's going up to shoot a three, because obviously Butler is going to shoot three right here. Jordan Butler had 14 in the first half, has yet to score here in the third quarter until now. $15 points for Jordan Butler. Adding to his total. Again, he averages 10 a game.
By the way, our production assistant, Charlie Downey, counted up 87 championship banners in this gym.
Glad that you have a young son to assist us on that. We got Buttercup doing our stats tonight. Outstanding with the stats. We got all the stats coming at us as well. 55-49.
Get a look at some of those championship banners behind the hoop there.
16 fouls on Harvard Westlake. Of course, they're very proud of their state championships here. Their banners with the Collins twins, Jared and Jaron Collins. Played in the NBA for a long time. There's a rebound underneath and a foul. Jason Collins is still with the Atlanta Hawks. Jaron was on the Clipper roster earlier in the year. They were the catalyst to the championships in 06 and 07. And I really feel this team's got a shot, Jake. I mean, first and foremost, they want to win their Division 3A championship. But to me, they are a state contender.
Yeah, they certainly have the size. Skilled big men are tough to find in high school basketball.
Alemany's hurting themselves, not converting these free throws. Andrew English at 6'5" has another one. Just a sophomore, so this is going to be a very good young player in the program for Alemany. 5-point lead for the host Wolverine. Lewis Dix throws it to Herlihy, and they want the ball in Josh's hand. But Alemany trapping all over the court. And they create a turnover. Here come the Warriors. Layup underneath. Coleman, two more. It's 55-52. And Marquise Coleman in this third quarter has been great. He's really turned it on.
Defense turning into offense instantly.
14 for Coleman. Herlihy in the final 8 seconds. Traveled. Again, pressure defense in a one-position game. So a shot here from deep could tie it before the end of the quarter. And that guy, Marquise Coleman's been spectacular. 5 seconds for Gersey. For the tie. Got it! At the buzzer. We're going to the fourth quarter at 55 each. Max Gersey. He has 18. What a way to end the quarter on a Max Gersey triple. After 3. You see the score. You're not going anywhere. 55 apiece on Time Warner Cable's SoCal Channel 101.
Hi everybody, I'm Rich Estrella, inviting you to join us each and every Friday night for Prep Sports Night Live. Each Friday night from 10:30 to 12:30, we will host the biggest post-game party in Southern California on Time Warner Cable's SoCal 101. This show will be packed with highlights, interviews, and you, the caller. That's Prep Sports Night Live, only on Time Warner Cable.
Today, Leimert Park is considered the center of the African Americans art scene in Los Angeles, with flourishing blues and jazz clubs, as well as venues for hip-hop and numerous dramatic performances and poetry readings. One resident, filmmaker John Singleton, has called it the Black Greenwich Village.
Watch Leimert Park today, exclusively on Time Warner Cable's Video on Demand.
Final 8 minutes. And how about Alemany wiping out a 16-point deficit in that quarter to tie the game?
Well, you know, all that outside shooting that you suddenly start cashing in, it changes the game in a hurry. But, you know, it starts with the defense and the press that Alemany put on in the last couple minutes in the third quarter.
They ended the quarter on a 20-4 run. And a turnover. Butler wanted to go low to Kane, and Alemany with possession, and they are gunning for the lead at the Harvard Westlake gym. Fuller thought about it. Richardson. You know, Alemany's got a lot of weapons. This is a good basketball team. Gersey on the baseline. All the way. Left-hand layup is spectacular. A magnificent play by Gersey. And Butler travels in the backcourt. Forced by Richardson. And Alemany has all the momentum here.
Oh, I can just feel it moving from one side to the other. Alemany keeping their foot on the pedal to start the fourth quarter. They did not let up after going into the huddle to end the third quarter.
They lead by 4 on the spin move inside by Jericho Richardson. Alemany 59-55. This is a 24-4 run. Didn't know that anybody could do this to Harvard Westlake. 45 seconds into the final quarter. And a someone inside is fouled. Again, he has 5 inches on Marquise Coleman. That's just a tough handle for Marquise.
Well, Harvard Westlake can play the half-court offense and work it down to the beef down low, which they did on that possession and which they're capable of doing any time. But they got to hit some shots. They don't want to rely on the foul shooting.
That is Salmon with 2 shots. Still has another one coming. 3 fouls on Marquise Coleman. You're allowed 5 in prep basketball. Eddie Rosenblum, Jake Downing. Free throw cuts it to a 3-point lead. Still, it's Alemany with the advantage, and they lose it. Here's Herlihy. It's a 1-point game. 59-58. Fuller will stop for 3. Yes. 5 triples for Jordan Fuller. 61-58. I don't think that score is right. It should be a 4-point lead. Here's Edisamwan inside. He can't score. Rebound, Richardson. 3 on 2. Fuller. They may have ruled that a 2-point shot. Here's Fuller hitting again. That is a 3. I believe the last one was ruled a 2. Here's another steal. Gersey! 3 more for Max Gersey. Timeout, Harvard Westlake. 67-58 in an unbelievable turnaround.
This has just become a shooting gallery. Harvard Westlake having trouble getting the ball inbounds. And Alemany is making them pay on every possession, dropping in a 3. I don't think I've seen anything like that in high school basketball. We're a minute and 35 seconds into the fourth quarter, and we've gone from a 55-55 tie, and now it's a 9-point lead for the visitors, just out of nowhere.
Max Gersey has 23. But how about number 5, Jordan Fuller? His coach says he stretches defenses. I'll say he stretches defenses.
And we've been talking about the run. It was 51-35 Harvard Westlake middle third quarter, and now they're down 67-58. That's a 36-7 run for Alemany.
There's Trey Meeks, and he said to me, Randy, I believe we can win this game. I know Harvard Westlake's a great team. I know they beat us in the first round of the Mission League, but I believe we can win the game. And you know who's rooting for them more than anyone? Loyola. Because if Alemany wins this game, that opens the door for Loyola to tie for the Mission League championship. Harvard Westlake needs to rally to win the league championship outright.
Well, they'll both hang a banner in their building as league champs, but they're ultimately going to remember this season by how they do in the Southern section of the state playoffs.
Yeah, but you know Harvard Westlake wants to rally back here and be the sole champion of the league. Damian Kane. Don't count the Wolverines out, though. They're talented, and they're at home on senior night. Herlihy on the baseline all the way. That's going against Josh Herlihy. Offensive foul. as he knocked down the ever-present Jordan Fuller. Everything going against the Wolverine. Coleman had to retrieve that pass. That's going against Coleman. Good call. He knocked down Butler. That's 4 fouls on Marquise Coleman, and that could be trouble for Alemany.
I don't know how many more wild swings we have left in the last 5:58.
Well, Harvard Westlake hopes they have a wild swing left. Kane at the high post, dropping it down to Edisamwan, and it's batted out of there. Looked like volleyball inside. Thought somebody was going to spike it for a kill.
52!
You know, all goes back to the press. Both teams have employed a press at points in this game, and it really does affect how you get the ball inbounds and up court.
Well, a little more size. Philip Labovich is in. Labovich is an outstanding player at 6'5". Here's Edisamwan and one. That's a big play for Zena. Maybe that'll get Harvard Westlake going. 67-60, and he planted himself down on that low block.
Well, you know, they ask him to play center here, where 6'8" is a sizable center. At the next level, he'd probably shake out as a power forward, small forward, but those are some nifty moves for a big man.
And he completes the three-point play. 67-61. The Alemany lead is 6. And now it's Harvard Westlake applying the pressure in a beauty in the Mission League. Rock an ally of Alemany, but there's a long way to go here the way these teams score. They want it in this guy's hands with 10 on the shot clock. This is Jericho Richardson going to work on Firestone. Blocked and brilliantly taken out of there by Edisamwan. He had help from Damian Kane. And the Wolverines are battling back. Tipped away and out of bounds. Harvard Westlake will get another crack at the goal.
Kane gets up a little slowly after falling to the floor.
5:10 to play in a very hard-fought basketball game at North Hollywood. There's Harvard Westlake, south of Ventura Boulevard. About a half a mile up Coldwater in the canyon, as all these fans, they know how to get here. They're into it now.
Yeah, you know, this started as a boys' school, and then they merged with Westlake, which was a girls' school in Bel Air, and became co-ed. So this is now a co-ed high school, and Westlake is a co-ed junior high school, and they are joined as Harvard Westlake.
That's away from the ball. Going against Alemany. Fuller picked up the foul. It's only his second. But already 10 team fouls, so this is 2 shots for Herlihy. Herlihy has 14 on the game.
Well, take a look at his shooting stroke. He shoots from above his head, which at 6'7" makes that a tough shot to block.
Well, he's got 15 points, and that's his average. This kid's going to be some player next year as a senior. Not too bad as a junior. Lead is 4. So Alemany, who was up 9, has seen Harvard Westlake cut it down. Jericho Richardson was so quick, working against Jordan Butler. Under 5 minutes to play in regulation. We had some great games on our Game of the Week on Time Warner Cable. Here's another one. Labovich nearly lost it. Open Gersey. He hits. Max Gersey has 26.
The number 10 has been a perfect 10. Just about every time you need a clutch shot, he just rains in a rainbow 3.
70-63, 4.5 to play. Edisamwan going back to the free throw line. They're really crowding the paint. Ball's been thrown up high to Edisamwan, and he's taking a beating in there.
You know,
3 fouls on Fuller.
When a team rolls out a big run on you, you got to go back to basics. And Harvard Westlake has the size and strength advantage down low. You got to go get easy buckets while you can. But you know what? Alemany is contesting every pass and every shot.
Ed Asamoah missed the foul shot, and that's a concerned brain trust of Harvard Westlake. But head coach Greg Hilliard in 26 years has seen it all. It's a 6-point lead for Alemany. Tipped away by the hustling Firestone. Now keep in mind, Harvard Westlake, with 4 minutes to go in their last game, was down 10 and they won. So they rallied back and they won that one in overtime against Crespi. They've been the cardiac kids of late.
I think we're in for something completely unexpected down the stretch.
Hard to tell with these teams with the wild swings. I like the way Jericho Richardson takes some of the pressure off the guards, the way he handles it. There's Jordan Fuller, who's hit 5 threes in this game. Working against Hurley. Labovich going to put up a shot. We're at 4 minutes. Here's a deep three. And again, Jordan Fuller. 73-64. This is a hot Alemany team. 6 triples for Fuller. Kane posting up. Rebound, Jericho Richardson. Richardson from behind. Firestone took it away. A 9-point lead for the visitors. And Asamoah scores inside. Max Gersey. Boy, is he clever with the basketball. All the way with the left hand. Can't score it. Have a kicking violation. And it will go over to Harvard Westlake. They say that Labovich kicked it. 3:17 to play. Wolverines down 7. Now Fuller and Gersey have been spectacular along with Marquise Coleman for the visitors from Alemany.
Well, it's hard enough if you got to stop one guy who's hot, but if you got 2 guys who are hot and they're willing to put up shots from 30 feet out.
Ed Asamoah, singleness of purpose with that offense as they work it down to him. And he banks it in. Now we're seeing Zena at his best. Timeout taken by Trey Meeks as it's 73-68. And Zena has been very strong down in the paint. Time Warner Cable has expanded its local sports programming lineup with the addition of Prep Sports Night Live. This call-in live show provides extensive coverage of local prep sports action throughout Southern California. Prep Sports Night Live, Friday nights at 10:30 p.m. right here on Time Warner Cable's SoCal Channel 101. Well, Jake, this has been a fun one. There's no question about it. These teams have given us great entertainment as Greg Hilliard is counseling his unit.
Great lead swings, momentum shifts, clutch shots, great individual performances. It's about all you could ask for from a high school basketball game, you know, other than a buzzer beater finish.
Well, we still may get that. Look at how calm Greg Hilliard is in that huddle. You got a veteran coach speaking to some youngsters, and he's got it all under control. And you can see why his teams win championships. The coach showing such great composure.
Hey, you win the league. You lose, you might share the league.
And how about this Warrior team? And I think that name describes who they are. They have been Warriors tonight.
You know, every time you think they're going to let it slip through their hands. When they were down 16 in the third quarter, they could have folded their tent, but instead,
Firestone with another takeaway and an inbounds pass that went awry. Yeah, they didn't fold their tent, and neither has Harvard Westlake. Kane, all those little guys surrounding him. At Asamoah, 2 more. 73-70. The Alemany lead is 3. Marquise Coleman says, I'll handle the agate.
That back to the basket spin is something that Harvard Westlake knows they can go to on every possession.
Can Alemany hang on here in a hostile environment? Fuller has hit so many threes tonight. 6 big triples.
As we approach 2 minutes, you can't change your style of play. You've got to keep your foot on the pedal.
Coleman driving. And Asamoah had it tipped away by Coleman and out of bounds. And Marquise knows he had one at point blank range, and he just threw it up over the tin. 2:05 to play and a 3-ball to tie it for Harvard Westlake. Andrew English is coming in, and Philip Labovich will go out of the lineup for Trey Meeks.
Well, that presumes that Harvard Westlake can get it into the front court, as
they can.
just did.
Butler is fouled, and he'll shoot 2. Butler has 16 on the game.
Smart of Butler to throw up a shot, because that was questionable whether it might be a shooting foul. I suppose if you're in the bonus, it doesn't matter that much. But still, he made the effort.
Jordan Butler, if he makes them both, can cut it to a 1-point game. 73-71. Fuller just picked up his 4th foul, so Coleman and Fuller both with 4 for the Warriors as it tightens up at Harvard Westlake. It's a 2-point game. 73-71. 2 minutes to play with Max Gersey in control.
Well, if I'm Alemany, I'm comfortable with the ball in his hands.
Although he wasn't comfortable there for a moment, he lost it at the 10-second line. His 15-footer. Max Gersey continues to score. He has 28 big points for Alemany. 75-71.
Well, so far, Alemany has answered every test. Again, down 16 mid-third. They not only don't fold their tent, they redouble their efforts on the press, make it tough for Harvard Westlake to get the ball inbounds, and they rally and tie the game at the end of 3 at 55 apiece. Make up 16 points in the last 4 minutes.
You know, February is Black History Month, and all month long on Time Warner Cable SoCal Channel 101 and Video on Demand, we'll be bringing you stories about some of the most influential African Americans who have made history while living right here in Southern California. So stay with us for Black History Month. 75-71. I want to thank our entire Time Warner Cable crew out here early today, setting up, getting ready for this big one of the Mission League. And again, what's at stake is a outright league championship for Harvard Westlake. They know they're going to be a high seed, maybe the #1 seed. If they lose, I think that might be in jeopardy, whether they be the #1 seed. Still could be in Division III, but this would be a dramatic win for Alemany, and that would certainly move them up in the seedings for Division IV AA. It's kind of crazy how all these different teams in the same league in different divisions.
Well, you know, you win your last game of the regular season against a foe such as Harvard Westlake, you go into the playoffs with a lot of confidence.
You really would. And remember, Alemany had lost coming in 3 in a row. Some heartbreaking games. Some Price and Crespi, those were heartbreaking losses. 1:35 to play. Harvard Westlake down by 4. Herlihy will back it up to Kane. Looking down low to Edesamwan. And a takeaway. A steal by Fuller. Jordan Fuller scores. 77-71. Alemany by 6. Their quickness is winning the game. And great shooting ability. Firestone as we approach a minute to play. Harvard Westlake needs to get busy. Herlihy on the baseline with a beautiful move. Timeout called. 77-73.
Well, Harvard Westlake not only can't trade buckets, they can't shoot from inside the perimeter. They need some triples pretty quickly.
Gersey and Fuller combined have 51 of the 77 for the guests from Alemany. And there's Josh Herlihy. He's been great too. He has 18, leading the way for Harvard Westlake, along with Edesamwan, who's got 20 suddenly.
If they get across half court.
Well, this game just flipped in a hurry, and we talked about Alemany being able to stay in the game if they hit their shots. Well, they've hit just about every shot they've needed to hit. Down the stretch at the end of the third quarter, turning tough defense into instant offense by pressing the inbounds play, pressing in the backcourt. They are not handing anything away. They're not waiting in the offensive end for Harvard Westlake to come down the floor. They're contesting every pass.
And now Harvard Westlake will pressure and try to contest and get a takeaway. Gersey, front court Fuller. And it's the Hound and the Fox now because they'll play keep away. And a foul on Harvard Westlake. Firestone wearing the pained expression. It was Alemany who picked up the foul. It was interesting to see the reaction of Mickey Firestone, but he wasn't the one who picked up the foul. So 1-1. That's the 19th foul. So Max Kersey has to make the first to get the bonus. This is huge for Alemany. Can he convert? In the air, in the basket. 29 for the all-CIF guard.
Make the first, get the second. This guy's been money at every stage in the game.
It is 5 with 48.9 to play. Alemany trying to topple the top-ranked team in Division III in Southern California. He has the second one, rattle in and out, and Kane clears. Harvard Westlake may think in terms of a three here. Oh, they've had so much success pounding it down inside.
They don't have time for twos anymore.
Herlihy again on that baseline. Out in front, it's stolen away. It was Gersey that broke it up. And Gersey is clobbered by Firestone. And Max Gersey has been unbelievable with help from Jordan Fuller and Alemany on the verge of something special.
We talked about Alemany's tough defense contesting every pass. They do it right here. Gersey goes to the rack. Firestone with a professional foul. They both hit the deck.
It's an intentional foul. So Gersey gets two and Alemany gets the ball and probably the game. 78-73, and Gersey looking for his 30th point of the game, and he has it. This has been some performance by Max. I don't know if it's a perfect 10, but number 10's been pretty perfect. Free throw, he misses the second one. 79-73, but the problem for Harvard Westlake here is Alemany gets the ball back.
Well, so they eat a little bit more clock and probably end up getting fouled.
And again, it'll be automatic 2 shots because Greg Hilliard's team is over the limit. Greg's going to take a timeout here. And Trey Meeks, you know, you got to believe in your team. And he believed for all the world. He was trying to convince us that, yes, we have a chance to win. He certainly convinced his team that they had a chance to win.
Well, this is the kind of game where Alemany has to click on all cylinders. Everything has to go right for them to be in this position. Harvard Westlake doesn't have to play their best game on every night to beat a team like Alemany. So will Alemany really use everything they have in their bucket to win this game and go into the playoffs? Rather, they use it as a catalyst to better things in the playoffs.
Well, they're not going to see many teams in their division as good as Harvard Westlake. There are none. Orange Lutheran is very good. There are others. But if they play like this, they are certainly a factor in Division IV AA. There's no question about it. Alemany is a factor. On Time Warner Cable's SoCal Game of the Week on Channel 101, you have seen 2 quality teams in action. And we are thrilled that you were with us, and we'll have more prep basketball. The tournament's in front of us. We'll have some games. Haven't selected them yet, but we'll be on the docket upcoming on Time Warner Cable SoCal Channel 101.
Well, maybe we're still in for some drama in the last 26.8.
There's the quick foul at Alemany, races out and fouls Andrew English. Probably a pretty good idea. English will shoot 2. English 70% on the season, but has not tried any tonight.
The best thing that Harvard Westlake did was they fouled somebody other than Gersey. But it's no picnic putting English on the stripe.
Needs the second one to make it a 3-possession game. It's 6 right now. Again, Alemany, we've seen a couple foul shots here. Giving Harvard Westlake an opportunity. That one's better. That's a big free throw. It's a big hit right there. 80-73. And smartly, Alemany picking up the pressure, although they let Alemany get away, and he lays it in. And another quick timeout by Harvard Westlake. Now, they pressured to try to eat some clock, but give Harvard Westlake credit. They broke it down and got the easy one at the other end of the building, and Alemany's got 22.
Well, if you spend 8 seconds getting 2 points, the math doesn't pencil out very well for Harvard Westlake. They need some quick points on turnovers in a hurry. They can't let Alemany go to the stripe again.
Well, the first time they played, Harvard Westlake won at Alemany 82-73. Well, his turnabout fair play. It's 80-75 against Greg Hilliard's team this go around.
Well, I'd like to be a fly